It's time to answer a question submitted by you. Today's question comes from Amanda. Amanda asks, my budget is never perfect. What's the point of keeping a budget if I can't perfectly predict my month anyway? Amanda, this is speaking right to the perfectionist that I used to be. I used to have a great deal of perfectionism in my approach, so I can relate to the frustration of trying to do something and it never ending up perfect. And if it can't be perfect, it might feel pointless pursuing budgeting. But we need to look beyond perfectionism, and we need to look past trying to be perfect. We need to look past trying to make a budget that's going to be a cookie cutter. And we need to look at it not as, here's the plan, I'm going to follow it perfectly, and it's going to match up every single time, and I'm just going to be able to predict everything that can possibly happen with money. Instead, we need to think of the budget as a living document. We need to be thinking of the budget as a plan that helps guide our decisions and allows us to be frugal. The budget allows us to put on paper, on purpose, our intentions. That way we can recognize our intentions, our priorities, our goals as being intentional. And we can compare the opportunity cost in a way that is, in any other way that I know, difficult to comprehend. Let's step back and think about what is the goal of managing our money in the first place. For most of us, we're looking to manage our money in a way that leads us to being financially successful. But what does that even mean? When I was younger, when I was in high school, I had success explained to me in this way. Being a successful person is not always getting everything right. Being successful is not being perfect. Being successful means that you're going out there and you're trying, you're doing, and you're failing. Now, if you're going to be a failure, what you do is you go out there and you fail. You fail to be perfect at whatever it is that you aspire to do. You ultimately let your failures hold you back from what it is that you could be at your greatest, from being the best version of yourself. In contrast, someone who's successful is going to fail significantly more than someone who identifies as a failure. They're going to have so many more failures, but instead of having them weigh down on their shoulders and crush them underneath just the immense weight of failure, they're going to use it as a mountain. They're going to be standing on top of their failures. They're going to be learning from every time they fail, and they're going to try it again. Thomas Edison said that he didn't fail to make the light bulb 1,000 times. He found 1,000 ways how not to make a light bulb. I might have paraphrased that quote a little bit, but it's something along those lines. So when it comes to budgeting, we're trying to manage money and we're trying to be a success at money management. What does that even mean, though? I hosted Financial Peace University once upon a time. And when I did so, I asked the people who were attending, what does it mean to be successful with money? What do you want to come out of this class? What do you want to see on the other side? And one of the answers I got was, I want to be able to buy anything and everything I want and not have to worry about it. If I have a want, I just want to be able to go and buy it and not have to think about it. I want to be able to afford anything my heart desires, and that's success. The problem with that is wants just lead to more wants. And in this case, what you have is a definition of financial success that is not only unattainable, but not something that can ever be hit in a perfect way. And surely there's a way for us to match the definition of being a success, standing on top of our failures, that doesn't involve being able to afford anything and everything we want. I'm sure there are things that even Elon Musk can't afford that he might want. I believe we can all agree that being financially successful at the very least covers our needs. Being a financial success probably means that we have financial security, that we don't have to worry about something happening that cripples our financial future or leaves us in a position where we're vulnerable to situations well outside of our control that could probably or may even likely happen. We may also have a number of financial goals that are reasonable, that are finite, that are attainable. And we could look at those and say, okay, these are our goals, be them retirement or a particular house or a particular car or a particular savings goal. You say, this is how much I want to have in savings, and that's the goal. So maybe success is attaining security, attaining financial stability or independence that covers our needs, plus some of our wants. But where do we draw the line? Want leads to more want. Anyone who is feeling discontent with their personal finances, if you ask them, if you think about it right now, and I said, how much more money do you need to make right now in order to be happy? You're probably going to answer somewhere between 50 to 100% more than what you're currently making. And if you ask someone who's making that much more than you right now, their answer is probably going to be the same. They just want to be making about double what they're doing now. The problem is in our society, in our consumerism society, wants lead to more want, and it's an insatiable gain when it comes to getting more money and getting more wants. The wants are always going to outgrow what it is that you're actually making. In my mind, the true point of financial success is having contentment with what you have. It is living a frugal life where you are happy with where you are. You're happy with the wants that you're able to pursue, and you reach a sense of peace. I'd say being happy and content, financially speaking, and in life, is what we strive for. It's the pursuit of happiness. And that pursuit of happiness we can attain on our journey as well as at the destination. We can attain that while we're budgeting, while we're pursuing success. And we don't have to be perfect to be happy. We don't have to have the perfect plan. What we need to be doing is intentionally pursuing contentment. We need to understand what frugality is, and we need to dwell in that value so that we can tell ourselves through frugality where the end of our wants need to be. The intentional practice of prudent economy does not yield an ever-growing and insatiable want. There can be an end to it. There can be joy, there can be peace, there can be happiness. So when we're budgeting, we're looking at it, Amanda, and it can't be something that's perfect. We need to understand that it's trying to help us be the best version of ourselves in an even grander way than being perfect. It's trying to help us achieve a happiness, a peace, and a contentment when it comes to our finances, and give us the communication tools to tell ourselves, to tell our money, what it is that defines that success. That imperfect budget is going to give you the information in a way that is complete enough that you can look at it and say, I am content. My needs are met. I am secure. I'll leave you with a quote from Dale Carnegie. Success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get.